Go to that one. And go to that one. And welcome to Sunday, everybody. Oh God. Okay, there we go. I got it. Fuck.
All right.
So, fucking buttons. So, yeah, it's a green room, and I'm here. It's Minx, and I'm covering down for one of our stoners. So, I've got Jason here. So, we got that
What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is your regular green room, but I've got Minx with me tonight. Charlie's on a sabbatical, we'll say, of sorts, taking care of some stuff. So we got this lovely Minx of WTF Nation Radio covering down for us. You can catch her on Tuesday night with her and Cuffs. I'm gonna let you tell a little bit about your show here in a little bit. So we're coming to you loud and clear on Sunday night, the Green Room. So we got some pretty good topics to go into tonight. But Minx, man, how's your weekend been?
Let's see. For the most part, it's been good. Last night was fun. I had fun last night. I covered down for Jay Ready for Saturday Night Savagery, and I was with Pookie and Mud Puppy, so there's like a tag team. I wasn't ready for that. Nobody warned me. And then today, Ghost took me to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is hilarious. And I loved it. And we, as a human...
Dude, do you know how lame it is? I haven't even seen the first one.
What?
Yeah, I know it's lame, right?
I don't know if I can talk to you anymore. Like, I don't know if I can even be, like, associated with you.
Oh, shit, I'm going to need you at least 2 hours.
But no, it was so cute. And, like, honestly, I have to say this. Like, we as a species do not deserve the cuteness that is Baby Groot. Like, we don't fucking deserve something that goddamn adorable. And, like, he would get sad, and I'd, like, be there, like, oh, no, Baby Groot, no. But
we're not ready for it yet, huh?
No, oh, my God, I was not ready. But then found out today that a buddy of mine, his fucking hoe bag of a fucking girlfriend who I can't fucking stand.
All right, so this is, like, your best friend, right?
Oh.
How do you really feel about her?
Like, yeah, no, seriously. I hope she fucking chokes on something.
Chicken bone.
Yeah, God, I fucking hope so. Or like,
it'd be a chicken bone. Chicken bones are like impossible to get out, right?
Or fucking, she's fucking pathetic. She's been fucking hitting my friend because she's a fucking child and can't control her goddamn anger in an adult way.
That's never called for.
She has to fucking hit him. And apparently she hit him in front of their roommate this evening, and the roommate actually got her into a fucking chokehold because she wouldn't stop hitting him. And,
shit! So we're not talking like little light tap, like love taps. We're talking she's like cocking back and cold cocking them.
Yeah.
Oh shit! See,
no,
that's a problem.
She's a fucking coward. And so apparently, like, after the roommate gets this fucking tramp in a goddamn chokehold, she lets out like this death, like blood curdling scream. And like all three of them are in the garage, and like the garage door is open. And luckily, like there's some cops like right down the street. So the roommate ran and got the cops and said, "Hey, you know, my buddy's girlfriend's
this bitch being psycho."
Huh?
This bitch being psycho, come help.
Yeah, like she's being fucking psycho. She's beating on her fucking boyfriend. Like, we need you over here before things escalate. And so the cops come over, and so they ask my friend, like, do you want to press charges? And he says no, because if he does, like, she's going to end up going to jail. She's going to end up losing custody of her daughter. Like, her daughter is going to go to her, oh, wait for it, her still husband, who she has yet to divorce. And and honestly, like, that would be the best case scenario for this child, would be to go live with her father.
Right.
You know,
Well, you know
because
how difficult that is to happen.
I
Like
know.
a mom has to be like she can't even just be a drug addict anymore.
I know.
Like
I'm aware. But no, that's what needs to fucking happen. Like, this chick she was in the army. She has yet to hold a steady fucking job. And
right.
she's been out of the army over a year.
Well, damn.
Has yet to be able to hold a steady job. Has fucking was hitting let's see, the last job she had, and I fucking hope you're listening, because if I wasn't fucking working tonight, I would be coming down there and I would be removing you from that goddamn house myself. Anyways,
Wow.
so she for a time, like for literally a week, her first job that she got out of the army, which was, wait for it, like 8 months after she fucking got out. Those first 8 months, she was mooching off of her fucking parents. So the first job she got,
That must be nice.
yeah. So they ended up kicking her out, which is how she and my buddy got together, because he's been eyeing her for like 2.5 years and thinking that she was going to be the perfect girl. And nope, no, not so much. And so now he like drove to Florida, picked her up, brought her back to Texas, and like she's been living with him ever since. Well, it took her 3 months. It took her 3 months of living there, not paying rent, before she went and found a job. And so her first job was as at a daycare. She worked there for a week. She just stopped going. She didn't even quit. She didn't even make it off of orientation. She just stopped showing up because
I'm not feeling this today.
Yeah. She just stopped showing up because, and I quote, it's unfair that I'm working in the same building where my daughter is and I'm unable to hold her or play with her at all during the day. You're
Welcome
at
to
fucking
being
work, you fucking idiot. Like, are you
Welcome
joking?
to being a working mom.
It's like, God, you're like, and like at the time, she and I still tolerated each other. But
right.
but at the same time, like, my patience with her was growing thin, because I was just like, you're fucking using my friend, and I don't appreciate it.
Dude, that's one of my biggest gripes with a lot of guys and gals that I'm seeing get out, service members. I see a level of entitlement that is undeserving in most cases.
Yeah.
I see guys that, I mean, not knocking, just people that never deployed, never went to a real unit, you know. I mean, and I value everybody's service, but whenever I joined, I signed my name on that dotted line because I wanted to serve, not because I wanted somebody to serve me afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just listening to you talk about this chick, and she sounds like the most entitled snowflake ever. I mean, there are working single moms that don't have a loved one at home to watch their child while they're at work, and they're working 2-3 fucking jobs a day, and she's complaining about being gone for 8 hours of the day. Like, I mean, I know it's difficult.
No. It wasn't even an 8-hour shift. And since she was working at a daycare, she was getting she was able to have her daughter there with her infant daughter, mind you, with her at the same facility for cheap, like for a discounted price.
Right.
So she was able to, like, you know, afford daycare. And the kicker is, she because of her job in the fucking army, she has no skills whatsoever to offer to anyone.
That's
right?
like most of us. Well, I'm sure she has some skills.
I mean, obviously with her fucking vag, she got knocked up while she was, quote, deployed to Korea.
Korea's a deployment?
Apparently it is now. Or at least with some units. I don't fucking know. But yeah, she got knocked up over there.
I thought it was just an OCONUS duty assignment.
So, right? But yeah, so anyways, so the only reason she got hired there was because she put on her like resume or application or whatever, like veteran. And the lady is like, the person who hired her was like, I always try to look out for veterans, and like it, that's why I'm giving you this job. And so now, like, this fucking hooker, if anyone else comes along down the road now and like they're a veteran and they're struggling to find work and then come to this lady, she's going to be like, I don't know if I want to fucking hire you, because the last chick that I fucking hired who was a veteran, she fucking just stopped showing up. And when she was, and like even the week that she was on orientation, 2 of those 5 days, she didn't even show up. She called in sick. And the rest of the time, she was complaining that she wasn't able to hold her daughter.
That is ridiculous.
And
we had some guys like that, and I worked for a DoD contractor after I got out, and we had some guys that came in under they had a military program to where if you were a disabled veteran and you met certain criteria, they would help you get into the company. And for some of them, like me, it was great. It was an awesome opportunity, and I grabbed it and fucking ran with it. But for a lot of people, they were just drawing a check. They were just showing up to work, sitting there dicking around on fucking YouTube all day and doing like bullshit at work, maybe signing a few emails, and they were gone. And that left a really bad taste. Pardon the euphemism, bad taste in the mouths of all of the hiring managers. Exactly what you said. The last veteran that they hired wasn't worth a damn. So why would they try it again?
And like, she really is like the definition of a dysfunctional like veteran, as far as refusing to acclimate to civilian life, even though she refused to acclimate to military life. She only did one like initial like contract. She got out after like 3 or 4 years, but the entire time she was bitching about how she fucking hates the Army and how the Army's not fair and blah blah blah. And I'd have to be like, repeat that sentence again but slowly, and then think about it.
Right?
Like, it's the fucking Army, you dumbass. Like, the fuck do you think it was gonna be like? Like, exactly. I get it. Like, some, like, yeah, a lot of the Army was a great time. I really enjoyed my time. Were there parts that sucked? Fuck yeah, there were. But that's part of it. It's just like any other fucking job. So yeah, so she stops going to the daycare thing, and then her next job, which she didn't get for another like 2 months, was at Buffalo Wild Wings. And real winner. And like she even applied to like Hooters and Tilted Kilt or whatever, and like they would call her for an interview and she just wouldn't go. And she'd be like, it's demeaning to work there. Then why the fuck did you apply, you idiot? Like, what are you trying to do? Stop wasting people's time. But yeah, and so then she's working at Buffalo Wild Wings. She gets into an altercation with a couple of her fellow coworkers and fucking hits them in front of customers. Like, she's fucking insane, and I don't know why my friend is with her. Obviously, he's not, like, she's not putting out, because he's constantly messaging me, like, I'm fucking miserable. Like, I don't know why she's still here. And I'm like, I don't fucking know why she's still there either, dude. Like, move the fuck on. Like, you've never had an issue moving on to the next girl. Like, what's your fucking hold up with this one? And like, he's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, fucking snap out of it. And, so then she quits Buffalo Wild Wing and is now currently in cosmetology school. So I really hope she mixes up like some bleach and some and like other shit, and I really hope it fucking gets into her goddamn eyes.
Oh man, that is fucking brutal. So yeah, this sounds like exactly like the type of vet that I was. This is fucking ridiculous. That's
self-entitled, whiny crybaby.
They're the veterans that are coming out that don't realize that in order for you to be functional, be a functional vet, and not stay in that dysfunctional vet stage, it takes a lot of fucking work. Transitioning is not easy, guys.
No.
Pay attention during your ACAP. Pay attention. And during your separation briefs, pay attention, because transitioning is not easy. It's difficult. It's a difficult fucking road. Depression, fucking anxiety. You think your PTSD is bad while you're in? Wait till you get out and you don't have the regiment to the lifestyle. It's difficult, but you make it. You make it the best of it. You do what you can with it, and you fucking move on. Yeah, that pisses me off hearing that. I had a better weekend than you did, apparently.
Oh, I'm glad.
Like, I had a fucking awesome weekend. I don't even have a single gripe. Went bowling with my wife and some of her coworkers last night, and then we went over to a friend's house. We played. Have you seen the videos of that game Speak Out?
Yes.
Yeah, where you get those mouthpieces and they hold your mouth wide open. All you see is nothing but teeth.
Yeah.
And you have to. All right. So we were reading these cards off to each other, and after a few beers, every one of these cards sounds dirty as hell. And the shit that was coming out, like we sent the children to bed before we got into playing. But yeah, and then today's Mother's Day. Woke Mrs. Jason up with breakfast and made her cry with the card I bought her, and just doing family stuff. We went to our in-laws, and it took fucking forever to see our in-laws because they were all out doing shit everywhere. They were just out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we had a really good time. A really good weekend. Yeah, did you hear about North Korea? They fired off another fucking missile.
Yeah, I was talking about it last night with Pookie and Mud Puppy. They're getting braggy.
Hell yeah, this one landed. Well, I think it was like 95 miles off of the Russian coast. Like, and afterwards, President Trump called. I mean, he summoned Russia. Said, I figured Russia would be more upset about this than Japan would, seeing as how close it was. Like, why even put Russia's name in his mouth? Like, why even talk about Russia right now?
I mean, everyone's talking about Russia. Like, everyone. Like, I'm so sick of hearing about Russia and all these goddamn conspiracy theories about how they fucking did whatever during the election process when, like before the whole election, it was like, oh, there's no way, our election could be hacked or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, as soon as, like, Trump won, it was like, oh, the Russians hacked our election system. It's like, God damn it. Like, make up your mind.
But it's both sides. Both sides are saying the Russians hack. Like, I feel that the Russians.
It's almost
but based on everything that's being reported, and you gotta take pieces here and there and then make your own mind up on this shit. But the Russians did something. They hacked us. I don't know if they had anything to do with the election. I doubt it. But the Russians have always been coming after our infrastructure. It happens. It happens on a daily basis. It's nothing new. Did they finally get in? I don't know. I imagine so, or there wouldn't be this much uproar. That's actually something that I was wanting to talk about tonight. The other day, on the 11th of May, CBS News was reporting that former intelligence officials talk cyber attack options against Russia. And as we go on through here, it's talking that the two former intelligence officials and a retired Navy admiral told a Senate committee Thursday that the U.S. should consider responding to Russia's intrusion in the 2016 presidential election with a military cyber attack of its own. Now, I kind of look at the reason for why there's a cyber attack, or why there could possibly be a U.S. Cyber attack, as a red herring. But 2 days fucking later, we've got articles popping up of where Russian banks and ministries and the military, the government's getting fucking cyber attacked all to hell. Stavridis, I can't pronounce his name. Outline, right? I think I did pretty fucking good.
I mean, it looks like it. Why not?
Maybe the V is silent. Steroidus? It's that
Oh,
dude. He outlined two ways the U.S. could go after Putin's wealth. Quoted saying, by attacking his accounts and diminishing them, or by simply revealing them to his people. That dude said, quote, you are currently seeing Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev. That's a Russian name if I ever fucking saw one. We're talking
right.
about Russia, so that makes sense. Under enormous political pressure in Russia, a whole series of demonstrations around the country tied to revelations about his offshore financing, his yachts, his multiple luxury goods. That kind of reveal would have a salutary effect. I'm going to pause there because they've got, I mean, he's making a fucking perfect example of how the American people could, learn to distrust some of the officials that they're hiring in.
Hmm.
I wonder. I wonder if this Str Stravides. I wonder if this guy
Stravitas.
Stravitas. There we go. We'll go with
Oh,
that.
oh, look at me go.
Fuck yeah, we'll go with that one. No, there's no R. Now there is an R.
Yeah,
There's a
there's an
fucking
R.
typo somewhere.
No, there. Oh, now
You
I
see
see
it?
it.
You
Now,
see it? It's
okay,
there.
no, no, okay. So the first time his name is mentioned, there's an R. The second, there is no R, and then the
Third
third,
one, there's
the
no R.
R is back. Well,
Let's go Stravitas.
Fucking moves.
It's
It's either
alternate
Stavridis
news.
or it's Stravitas. It's
Well,
one of
we'll go with
those.
Stravitas. Stravitas is a lot easier to pronounce. I'll go with Stravitas. But he's quoted saying, you are currently seeing Prime Minister Dmitry however, Stravitas, who, see, in the fourth time, there's no fucking R. Where are they R's?
See?
Be consistent, CBS.
Way to go.
However,
They're
Stravitas,
fake news. They're fake.
right,
They're fake
who led the
news.
U.S. European Command and was NATO Supreme Allied Commander Europe from '09 to 13, said less extreme options than trying to undermine Putin include targeting the offshore bank accounts of Russian oligarchs and lower level government officials. The former official's testimony came just before a separate hearing where the Senate Intelligence Committee received a worldwide threats report from the Director of National Intelligence. The report called out Russia as, quote, a full scope cyber attack that will remain a major threat to U.S. government, military, diplomatic, commercial, and critical infrastructure. That's foreboding. It's true. You look at their capabilities; they're just as technologically advanced when it comes to software and getting into this shit as we are. Hell, they just devoted an entire branch of their military to fucking fake news. What was it, last year that they did that? Right before the election, we were seeing where Russia even admitted to having a branch of the military dedicated to putting out false news. So this is, I mean, all this gets even more fucking murky as you dig in through it. But yeah, Russia, they're saying that Russia has a huge threat, huge cyber threat to the United States. And that's something to really consider if you think about what can be done with a cyber attack. That would render a lot of the military vulnerable.
Yeah.
But as they're discussing, like I was saying, they discuss the options of a cyber attack, and then 2 days later, we've got the Straits Time talking about the world news saying Russian banks ministries hit by mass cyber attack. So there was a cyber attack in the UK several days back where a lot of the medical records were being held as ransomware. And that's kind of what we're seeing here in Russia. They're saying it's a cyber attack similar to the one that was hit in the UK. So right now there's roughly, I think it's about 150 to 200,000 people that have been affected in 150 different countries by the cyber attack, and it's I mean, this is eerie. I don't know how far away this could reach or where it would reach, but a lot of the technology associated with the ransomware, the virus that was put in, is actually NSA technology. So it's not, but we've been hacked. I mean, we've discussed, there's been a lot of information about us being hacked. So what if that is part of what got out?
I don't know.
I
It's
guess,
just, I don't know. It just seems like everyone is so bent on restarting this Cold War with Russia.
well, I don't
And
think it's good. I mean, it feels like it's pretty warm right now.
I know, and it's, like, we've been, obviously, like, it's been a tense, like, allyship, I guess, because, we're not really friends with them, but we're kind of allies with them.
Trade allies.
But yeah, it's a tense relationship, and it just seems like everyone's constantly pushing this Russia versus US thing, and like trying to, like, almost like trying to make it worse, trying to make it erupt. And like, if honestly, like, if our two countries did actually go into open war with each other, we'd be
Nobody
fucked.
wins.
The entire world would be fucked.
Yes, we humanity, not we the United States. We humanity would be fucked. Because that's not going to be just a war. If it came down to it, that wouldn't be just a war between the United States and Russia. That's all the allies. It's going to be allies and Axis yet again. Where have we seen that before? So it didn't work out too well for the world then either. There were a bunch of nations in a lot of debt because of all that. Actually, I think Germany and Japan are still making payments, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
On the debt from World War II. But history repeats itself. We're going down a kind of a dark path right now. If you look at, I look at a lot of it from the historical aspect. Well, we enacted a bunch of embargoes on Japan, and that's how they got involved, and that's eventually how we got involved in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And look at right now, we've got another Eastern country. Granted, they're a little bit worse than Japan was as far as they're being a lot testier. But we're putting sanction after sanction. UN is putting sanction after sanction. China, sanction after sanction. The nation's either going to break and snap and just do whatever it can to survive, or it's just going to end up being consumed by China. And then we have China and South Korea butted up next to each other. And I'd be curious to know what China thinks of United States being on their southernmost border.
Yeah.
It's just we're a pretty a lot part of our what's going to end up being history, a pretty turmoil time right now. But Russia is saying late Friday attacks were reported by various Russian government agencies, including the Interior Ministry, which said 1,000 of its computers were hit by a virus, which was then localized. Around the world, computers were affected in dozens of countries, 150. We'll fix that by the spreading WannaCry ransomware, which locks users' files and demands money to restore them. And the way they're demanding the money via Bitcoin, so theoretically they wouldn't be traced. The Russian Health Ministry aide Nikita Odintsov said on Twitter that the ministry had quickly thwarted, quoted, the attempted attacks. Russia's largest bank, Sberbank, said in a statement carried by news agencies that its systems detected in-time attempts to penetrate bank infrastructure. And is quoted as saying the bank's networks has provisions for defending from such attacks. There was no penetration of the system by viruses. She really loves the use of that word penetration.
Right.
The Russian emergency... But what woman doesn't? Let's be real. All right. I digress. The Russian Emergency Ministry said it had, quote, blocked all attempts of viral attacks on its computers. Russia State Railway Monopoly, Russian Railways, said it had, quote, localized an attack without elaborating on the extent of damage. Quote, passenger and cargo transportation is carried out as usual, it said. So naturally, we're not gonna hear much out of Russia as to the full extent of all of this. But imagine, if you will, imagine if Citibank were to be attacked and to be compromised, or Wells Fargo. That's a big compromise right there. That's the Russian central bank. That's like our Wall Street, I guess. Only bigger, because they control all the money in Russia. It's fucking crazy. Russia has a lot of centralization, and I'm assuming that they've learned, and they've got a lot of redundancy built in now. But there for a long time, Russia was very vulnerable to outside attack because of their setup. But who's gonna fuck with Russia?
No one.
Exactly. Well, somebody is.
I'm aware someone is, but they shouldn't. But I don't know. Maybe it's just trying to. I don't know. Like, just something about this just doesn't seem right.
Well, it all seems. What's the word I'm looking for? Serendipitous, I guess. Right. All of this just happened to fall in place.
Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah.
We've got countries across the globe that are being hit by a cyber attack simultaneously, relatively speaking, simultaneously. Day after day, someplace else is getting hit, and a lot of the analysts are really concerned about how far this is going to keep going once people get back to work tomorrow and start opening their computers and start spreading this virus even further. Because that's how it happens. And no matter how much training you get in the office, don't open an email from somebody you don't know. Well, when it's masked and it looks like somebody else, and you open it, there it is. And a lot of times they would get you. We had to go through a lot of training, and I was an information systems security officer, meaning I'm the one that secured the systems to make sure that we weren't vulnerable. And during the training, we went through a lot of stuff, and it's as simple as even looking at the file extension. Sometimes everything will look legit except the file extension will be off. And whenever you click on it, thinking you're opening an Excel spreadsheet, you're actually opening a Trojan horse, and boom, your system's locked down, or so forth, some sort of bug, and it's fucking tricky. Yeah. But let's go ahead and open up the phone lines. Let's hear what our listeners have to say about this. We're at 415-889-8367. Call in and talk to Jason and Minx as we go through this. Also, I'm looking into all this cyber attack and everything that kind of brought our attention to this, and that was all this mess with Comey, our former FBI director. I was looking through. I found this pretty interesting article on New York Times. This is titled "In a Private Dinner, Trump demanded loyalty." And Comey is demurred. So it's saying only 7 days after Donald Trump was sworn in as president, James Comey has told associates the FBI director was summoned to the White House for a one-on-one dinner with the new commander-in-chief. The conversation that night in January, Mr. Comey now believes, was a harbinger of his downfall this week as head of the FBI, according to two people who have heard his account of the dinner. As they ate, the president and Mr. Comey made small talk about the election and the crowd sizes at Mr. Trump's rallies. The president then turned the conversation to whether Mr. Comey would pledge his loyalty to him. Mr. Comey declined to make that pledge. Instead, he's recounted to others, he told Mr. Trump that he would always be honest with him, but that he was not, quote, reliable in the conventional political sense. The White House says this account is not correct, and Trump, in an interview on Thursday with NBC, described a far different dinner conversation with Mr. Comey, in which the director asked to have the meeting and the question of loyalty never came up. It was not clear whether he was talking about the same meal, but they are believed to have had only one dinner together. By Mr. Comey's account, his answer to Mr. Trump's initial question apparently did not satisfy the president, as the associate said. Later in the dinner, Mr. Trump again said to Mr. Comey that he needed his loyalty. Mr. Comey again replied that he would give him honesty and did not pledge his loyalty according to the account of the conversation. But Mr. Trump pressed him on, and whether it would be honest loyalty, and Mr. Comey said, "You will have that." It was his associates responded. Throughout his career, Trump has made loyalty from the people who work for him a key priority, often discharging employees he considers insufficiently reliable. So what are we finding he's unreliable about? Comey admitted that yes, there was some Russian hacking, which is what President Trump and the DNC, Democratic National Convention, wanted was further investigation in what's happening. And according to Mr. Comey, so what's really going on here? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, if Trump did ask, like, is it wrong for the president to ask someone who's in charge of, the Federal Bureau of Investigation for loyalty? I don't think it's wrong. Like, he should be loyal to an extent.
Right.
As I think anyone who has a high seat, like, up in government, like, they almost, like, if they're not loyal to the sitting president, who is essentially their boss, like, who are they going to be loyal to?
Well, in this context, I definitely see your point, but I also see the context that former Director Comey's associates, quote, are driving at here, is that the honest loyalty is the point that that they're trying to drive home, that Comey was pledging, not saying that he would pledge loyalty to a person, but to that position. So yeah, exactly. And I think out of our FBI director, that's something that's pretty admirable.
Yeah, and it should be it shouldn't have to be asked of the leader of the FBI, like, will you be loyal to the truth?
Exactly. That was part of his, when he was sworn in, he swore to do that,
uphold the law and, like, to uphold the truth. And if we have members of power who aren't going to be loyal to the truth, then they don't deserve to have that power.
I agree. I think if we got rid of all of the politicians that weren't loyal to truth, we wouldn't have any politicians.
I think we would, to an extent.
We wouldn't have many.
We wouldn't have very many left. That's for damn sure. But I think there are some who do the best that they can as far as, like, keeping to their word and whatnot. Others obviously are just there to, say what you want them to say, and then, they kind of disappear into the dark. Like, I don't know, not throwing names out there, but, Clinton, who during her fucking campaign was all about, like, inner cities and we're going to clean these up. Have you seen her in an inner city since she lost? Because I haven't.
And she wasn't in many of them before.
No, she wasn't.
She was on that pitch either.
No, she wasn't. Which a lot of people don't want.
The only thing that I can say for Hillary. The only thing I can say for Hillary, and I almost want to wash my mouth after saying this, but the only thing I can say for Hillary is that when it comes to looking at her voting record, children and veterans have been. She's always voted for the children and veteran bills. Now, I haven't. I didn't do a whole lot of research into all of the bills to look and see if there was a lot of pork barrel on them. But from the voting record, just looking at voting record alone, she's been very good to the veteran community as far as her voting record is concerned. But the policies, her policies were stark contrast to her voting record.
Yeah.
What she wanted as a president was completely different than what she spent her career voting for, and I find that I've never really trusted the Clinton family. So maybe that's being grown up in the South where that's the Southern Democrat is long gone. I guess if I were to be anything now, I would be considered. Fuck, I'm right there in the middle. I can't be considered anything.
Yeah.
But I grew up in a Republican household, and Clinton was always a dirty name, and it still is.
Yeah. Freaking. You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
We're good. Now we had some issues earlier on with the phones, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, where the hell are the callers at tonight?
No one's calling.
Nobody's calling. That's some bullshit. That is some bullshit. So, but yeah, we've had all of this going on with Russia for so long. This Russia has had about every 4 or 5 years they'll fly some planes pretty close to our borders. I mean, not anywhere near. They'll still stay in international waters, but we've always got the cyber attacks, and it does make you wonder why the media is focusing so much on it now.
I know, like that's why I'm trying not to pay. D-Max is calling.
Let's get D-Max on here.
Hold on.
But yeah, when you've got stuff that's been going on for years, and now it's starting to be an issue. Now it's starting to be a focus. It throws up some red flags.
Yeah.
But what's going on, D-Max, man? What's the show?
He's gone. D-Max.
D-Max, call back, brother, man.
Hold on.
Bringing you in.
Right. God damn it, D-Max. Hold on.
Asshole.
Let me call him back.
Let's get him back up on there. But with that being the focus, it kind of makes you wonder what the motivations are for focusing on it so much now.
But then also I want to know what they're trying to distract us from. It's this whole smoke screen. Look over here while something over there passes by without notice. Like, that's what I want to know. Like, what are they trying to distract us from?
Well, that always it brings up a real good point. It's the red herring hunt has always been part of politics. So that's a legitimate question. D-Max, dude, man.
There we go.
Welcome to the show, brother, man. I bringing you in, and you hung up on me.
No, I was planning on doing the flush on you, but it didn't work.
Good.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, man.
You hadn't got flushed yet.
I haven't got flushed yet.
No, but you fucking did that
knows.
shit to me yesterday. I'll hang up on you, goddammit. I've got the power.
Yeah.
Well, I can't because you did Skype. You didn't do the cell phone, so I'm kind of glued to the computer now.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed. So, hey, man. So, tell us what you think about some of the stuff we've been going over in the show with Russia and Comey and the FBI and what's going on, man.
Honestly, with Comey Bryant, Comey, same thing.
Comey, James Comey.
Yeah, who knows what he actually really did? So nobody's ever gonna know. When he got fired, he got fired. With Russia, again, it's all above our pay grade.
Does that mean we need to ignore it?
I would just say that nobody's ever going to know the truth anyway until like 30 years from now when they redact all the documents from the CIA and shit.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a defeatist mentality there, man. I don't think that. I think that if enough brilliant minds come together, we can figure this shit out.
Yeah, if we hack our own.
I'll be one of them. I'll be one of them.
I don't know. I just, when it comes to like cyber information stuff, really don't even know anything until it's like sitting right in front of you, spelled out A to Z.
Well,
oh, even one letter missing, you can't.
Right. Well, I mean, we've got ways. There are ways to back tunnel and backtrace a hacker. Now, are you going to be able to pinpoint who was at that terminal at that point in time? No, that's where it gets a little bit trickier. But still, just the situation in general. What do you think about the current focus on the interactions that we're having with Russia and that general region, Russia, China, North Korea, all these these regional players? How do you feel? What do you think? What do you feel is the intent? Is the purpose of it?
I feel like China and Russia, they don't really want to start a fight. I believe they're trying to show that they could have a fight if they wanted to. Because, I mean, with Russia moving his troops to the border of North Korea and then him flying these fighters 20 feet off of one of our intel aircraft in international water for 5 minutes, stuff like that. I think it's just a show of force. It's bullying, really. That's it.
What do you reckon got us to this point? Because this is definitely an escalation of show of force. So what do you reckon got us to this point?
It's a good question. What got us to this point? I mean, considering that they're saying that Trump and Putin were in, what do you call it? Partnership to win the presidency or something. And now Putin's show of forcing against the U.S.
Right, but then you've got all the media coming from Russia saying, from their national media saying that that's not the case, that Russia could care fucking less, that Putin right now is actually pretty fucking disappointed with Trump for pinning a lot of the shit going on in Syria on Russian influence.
Yeah, that plus then you got Ukraine banning Steven Seagal just because Russia made him an honorary citizen. But hey, if Russia made
I think
an honorary citizen, I was like, that's kind of cool.
I think all nations could avoid Steven Seagal. I mean, we could all do without him, right?
I like his acting.
Oh man,
I'll do that.
Maybe back in the 80s.
Oh, like back with under.
Maybe back in the 80s. Have you seen any of his recent movies? Any of his newer movies? He looks like he should be walking with a walker as he's doing all of this shit. It's fucking awesome.
Isn't he still a sheriff?
No clue. No clue.
I think he was a Dade County sheriff or something.
Word. I just know his acting is a little. It leaves a little more to be desired for.
Okay. Meg's still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm letting you guys talk.
Happy Mother's Day, or not a Mother's Day.
I'm not a mom, but thanks.
So happy not a mom.
You are a fur mom now.
I mean, yeah.
All them puppy babies.
I would have been, but it was ectopic, so would have, but maybe next year. We'll see.
Oh no, I feel like an.
Oh no, please, don't feel bad. It's fine.
Oh, dude, man, this stuff happens.
It happens.
Mrs. Jason and I, we're trying too. And do you know how much research I've done? I mean, we're a little bit older now, and so we've had a little bit. We've been trying a little bit longer. I looked up that 50%. 50%. I mean, this show is going a completely different way, guys.
Right.
But 50% of pregnancies end before implantation. So
this will be the Sunday night implementation of And
There we go.
sponsored
But yeah, so it's that's difficult, and when you're trying, that's real difficult. We've been trying for a good bit now, so
yeah, me and Megan have been trying, but 2 months ago, I think she had a
what's that now?
What?
miscarriage. I said me and Megan have been trying. About 2 months ago, she had a miscarriage.
Oh well, yeah, man. Well, good luck with that.
But we just keep trying.
Hell
It's
yeah,
fun
yeah. The trying's the best part.
when
The
they're
trying's the
born
best part.
to 4. Sucks.
But well, D-Max, man, I appreciate you calling in and weighing in on us. I hope you tune in on us on Sunday nights at 8:00.
All right. Oh, and by the way, I gave Minx the link for Mother's Day song.
Oh, he did.
All right, Minx. D-Max was gonna play it. Go ahead and play it. Get that out on the air for
All right,
everybody.
hold on. Everyone just
Are we
hold
able
on.
to?
Yeah, he sent it to me.
I mean, are we able? It's not copyright or anything, right?
I mean,
No, it's done by Smule Karaoke, so nothing of it is copyrighted.
yeah.
Right on. Hell yeah. We want to make sure we can stay up on the air.
Wait for it. All right, there we go.
No, I sang it.
All day. What is it, dog? Forgot Mother's Day. Did you give her a gift? The plans just got in the way. She'll be so disappointed. Damn, I forgot it too. This could have been avoided. What the hell we gonna do? My mom's been so alone ever since my daddy left home. No one told her tight, life has put her to the test. I know just what you mean. My mom's so angry. I can't satisfy her better since he passed away. Hold up. You thinking what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it too. Slow up. What time is it, dog? It's so true. We gonna love our moms, women, and the grown teens. I say we break them off, show them how they really mean us. I'm a mother lover, you're a mother lover. We should fuck each other's mothers.
Hell yeah. All right, D-Max, brother. We appreciate you calling in, man. That was a damn good song.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye,
Hell yeah, man.
D-Max.
Bye.
And guys, we're at the halfway point. We're gonna take a little break here and come back in to you probably about 9:00. We'll be right back on, and appreciate you tuning in. Come back in for the second half.
Yeah, buddy. Woo. All right, hold on. Wait for it. And yeah.
Wished you could crawl out.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
We're back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am still here with the hostess, with the co-hostess with the mostest, Minx, and I'm your boy Jason. Minx, I'm so glad that you were able to cover down for Charlie tonight.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's the least I can do. I've never, I feel bad. I keep meaning to, listen in on your guys' show, and I haven't. I'm normally asleep by this time on Sundays. Or fucking shit up in, Los Santos. So, I'm really sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. No, you're telling me about your buddy and all. We talked about that the first of the show. And I hate to hear that he's going through all that. If he's listening, tell him to call in. I'd be glad to take some time to talk with him a little bit.
He's not an open person. The fact that he is opening up to me, one, is a huge deal because he doesn't open up to people. And I've known him since 2013, and he's one of I consider him one of my closest friends, and I genuinely.
Well, that's a good friend because you're doing the venting for him. He's closed in and he doesn't want to vent for everybody, and you're taking care of it for him.
But
hell yeah.
I feel so bad because he's been asked, I told you during the break, he's asking me to come down and to see him, and he was like, I need you right now, and it sucks because I have work tomorrow and I feel so helpless and I don't know what to do, and I'm just I hate this feeling, I get this with all my friends, if someone's hurting and they need me and I'm physically I'm unable to be there for them in person, it kills me. And so knowing that by the time I would get down there it would be midnight, because it would be after the show, so it'd be I'd be able to see him for maybe half an hour before I'd have to turn around and drive back
just to go straight to work.
Yeah, just to go straight to work. And and I
well, you know what you're able to do. He knows what you're able to do. And you've got your life going. And I'm not trying to sound cold or harsh here. I'm just speaking realities, and that, I know that there are people across the country that they say that they're going through something, and I feel terrible that I can't get out there. But the only thing I can do is be there and provide them the shoulder that they need, albeit virtual. And that's what you're doing. You should feel good about what you're able to do for him. You're doing exactly what you're able to do. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand wanting to do more, but you can't feel bad about not being able to do something that's not feasible. That's not even, safety first. That's not even safe for you to do that.
Well, yeah, that, and then I've got 8 to 9 patients tomorrow.
And imagine how terrible he would feel. All right, so he's already going through a tough time with this breakup. Now, how terrible would he feel if you drove down there? It's not even
for sure if he's gonna break up with her. I've been asking him for the last couple weeks, why are you one, she fucking picks fights with him constantly over stupid shit. And I keep asking him, why do you deal with this? You have never dealt with this from any other woman that you've been with, let alone actually be in a relationship with someone. You've never tolerated someone to do this to you. Why do you tolerate it with her? And he's like, well, she helps pay the rent and the bills and it's convenient. And I was like, oh, okay, so you're going to keep her around because every so often you can get your dick wet by her? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like,
That sounds like big talk. I bet there's more to it than what he's saying as far as feelings. If he's not willing to, I mean, that's his house, and if he's attached to this, if he has feelings for this woman, and it sounds like he does, um, that the feelings make you do some dumb shit. I mean, it really does, and it takes some time to come around to it, but he'll come around and see that he's with the wrong person, or she'll come around and see that she's being a cunt, and change her ways. I know that I've changed just in the past year. I've gone through a lot of changes, so I'm sure that as the years go on, if they stick through, that something will give. Otherwise, that's how their relationship works. Sometimes it's we don't always make the healthiest decisions, and whenever we defend those unhealthy decisions to our family members, it's really difficult on our family. But we as family and friends, we just have to be there and just support them when something goes wrong, if it does. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
Well, maybe something will turn around.
I hope so.
I hope so too. For your friend's sake, I hope so too.
Yeah.
But so, all right. Well, let's try and talk about something you definitely, I know, is going to cheer you up. So we've got this other chick on the station, Cuffs.
Yes.
Hey, y'all got a show together, hadn't you?
We do.
Tell me a little bit about that. What do you guys? What kind of shenanigans do y'all get into?
I don't know. We normally talk about like current events. Like we do a bunch of news articles, and then if we have a guest, like we'll talk to them. But most of the time, I don't know. We just talk, and like
right on.
Like I don't know. Like if you ever meet me like in person, I'm not a talker. Like I prefer to sit and listen, and I prefer to like observe things that go on around me.
You like to be on receive whenever you're in a group.
So like me Minx is super outgoing. Like, my alter ego Minx is super outgoing and just like, hey everybody, what's up? Like, what's that? And like, fucking I'll talk your ear off. But like me, when I'm not on the show or like, on here, I'm super quiet actually.
Right.
Yeah, no, and like so it's gonna be exciting, but I get to see her. I get to meet her like in person on Wednesday. I'm so excited.
Heck yeah. Hell yeah. There got to be
so
pictures or it didn't happen.
Excited. Oh yeah, no, there's gonna be tons of pictures. Like the weather up there where she's at. It's supposed to be like thunderstorms the entire time I'm there. And
hell yeah, so you're heading up there?
Yeah. So I'm heading up Wednesday, and then I'm gonna stay with her Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, the rest of the crew that's going up to Warhorse, we're all going to meet up. And like Friday through Sunday is going to be Warhorse. It's going to be Red Leg, Pie, Cause, Mom, Jay Reddy, myself, and Bobby.
Hell yeah, that's going to be a good little get together.
And I'm so excited because like I love stables, I love horses. But at the same time, like we hate like it's a bad weekend.
I'm so jealous I'm in North Carolina and couldn't make that.
Like it's a bad weekend to go because it's just a thunderstorm. So hopefully we don't get like rained out, I guess, and like and we're stuck inside. But it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna be doing a whole bunch of like live broadcasts. So everyone needs to pay attention and look out for those because it's going to happen.
Yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you go to WTF Nation Radio on Facebook and give us a like. And while you're there, go ahead and go down and share the show with your friends and family. Spread the word. Hit that share button.
Right.
On all of them. So you guys, when show's on Tuesday, right?
Yes, our show is on Tuesday.
It's Tied Up Tuesday with
Tied
Minks and
Up
Cuffs.
Tuesdays.
It's Tied Up. You know, whoever came up with that name had to be pretty fucking brilliant.
Was it? I think it was you, wasn't it?
What?
I think so.
Oh man. Did I just ring my own fucking bell? I think I did.
so. Like toot toot.
I think I did. Yeah. Toot toot. All right, I just had all right, so everybody's seen Major Payne. That the part of the movie where he's reading the little engine that could, and his Major Payne persona is the funniest part of that movie, and he goes toot toot. And all right, I digress. I mean, maybe I'm showing my age there. Do you know Major Payne?
Like the movie?
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen it.
Okay. All right.
I've seen it once.
All right.
And it was a long time ago, so I don't really remember anything in it, but I have seen it.
I saw it like a million times growing up. So, but yeah, you know, so let's changing gears a little bit. A lot of, we've got a lot of veterans that listen in. We've got a lot of civilians and active duty also. Excuse me. This is actually going to help with the topic. Pardon me, guys. Back in 2014, USA Today released an article called "New Research Links Iraq Dust to Ill Soldiers." This is something that it got a lot of focus whenever the information came out, and a lot of things have come about because of it, but it's lost the attention of the media. So the article is saying titanium and other metals found in dust at a base in Iraq have been linked to the dust found in sick soldiers' lungs, according to a study set to be released on Monday. We biopsied several patients and found titanium in every single one of them, said Anthony Zesma, an assistant professor at Stony Brook School of Medicine who specializes in pulmonology and allergies. Quote, "It matched dust that we have collected from Camp Victory in Iraq. The dust is different from dust found elsewhere in that human lungs are unable to dispel it through natural immune system processes. The Iraq dust comes attached to iron and copper, and it forms polarized crystals in the lung," Sema said. The particles, each but 1/30th the size of a human hair, have sharp edges. They've inhaled metal, he said. It's not a little, it's a lot. All the veterans came in for help because they were short of breath, said Zema, who also heads the allergy clinic at the Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Northport, New York. Dozens have been diagnosed with constrictive bronchitis, a narrowing of the lung's smallest passageways that occurs only after exposure to an environmental toxin or in lung transplant patients. I'm assuming if they're going in there as veterans that they haven't had a lung transplant. Not too terribly many veterans go through that. So we're looking at environmental toxins is I think the focus of this. I think we can all agree on that. There are several theories as to why the dust is different. Said the same gentleman who will release a study at the Symposium on Lung Health after deployment to Iraq and Afghanistan. It may have been created by burn pits used to eliminate everything from styrofoam to vehicles to computers to unexploded ordnance in both Iraq and Afghanistan. At Balad Air Base in Iraq, workers burned 240 tons of trash a day in an open pit a mile from service members' sleeping quarters. And anybody listening to us, if y'all went down range, you saw a burn pit. You probably started one or two of them yourself at some point in time. If you deployed early enough, you probably stirred some shit in that stuff that you were burning. So pay attention to this. They're saying it may be naturally occurring, or there's potential that it was produced in the 91 Gulf War when Iraq missiles and U.S. bombs melted dust to metal, said Antoinette Gotti, a member of the Italian Scientific Committee for Prevention and Control of Diseases in Soldiers of the Italian Ministry of Defense. That's a long fucking title. She specializes in studying nanoparticulate matter. That was so much easier. Why couldn't they just said that? Long ass titles that don't say shit. Zim and his team had lung biopsies analyzed at the Department of Energy's national laboratories, where they could hit it with the quote the world's brightest light. Each sample showed a crystal with dust inside. In March, his team published a study in the Journal of Occupational and Environmental Medicine after exposing mice to samples of the same dust. The mice developed lung inflammation similar to that seen in human, including the inability to push the crystals out of their lungs. Their T cell counts also went down to less than 30% of what they had been before exposure. And it goes on telling you that T cells is a white blood cell key to immunity. He's quoted saying, the cells that defend lung cells cannot engulf and digest the titanium. It's different from other dust. Titanium and iron are both associated with pulmonary fibrosis and pulmonary hypertension in humans. Last month, the Defense Department released its annual relative morbidity report. A USA Today analysis of the report dating from 2001 to 2013, as well as Defense Manpower data, shows that the number of people reporting respiratory and chest symptoms increased from a rate of 406 per 10,000 in 2001 to 744 per 10,000 in 2013. COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, usually associated with smoking, usually strikes people that are older than 40. The reporting of that increased from a rate of 98 per 10,000 to 147 in 2013, and hit a high at 218 in 2009. So, roughly, what is that? That's it's going to be like 2% of the cases that are being reported, 2% of that population. Quote, all other respiratory disease increased from rate of 150 per 10,000 to 273 per 10,000. So that's all other. I guess if we add these numbers up, we're looking at a pretty decent number there. Getting out of the single-digit percentages at least.
Yeah.
An Armed Forces Health Surveillance Center reports from 2012 showed a 150 per 1,000 rate of clinic visits for respiratory diseases before the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and a rate of 173 per 1,000 during the war years. So that's active duty that's going in. I'm guessing Armed Forces Health Surveillance Center sounds like active duty, right?
Yeah.
Let's go with it. Zimmer's research has shown that 14% of service members who deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan had new onset respiratory problems, including shortness of breath, coughing, wheezing, and chest tightness. Now, I kind of wanted to go into this topic pretty heavy. And I'm going to use a little bit anecdotal evidence with my own personal experiences. Now, I've been a smoker since I was young, but I never really had much trouble breathing. I went to Iraq. When I came back, I've had a steady cough since I got back from Iraq. It has not gone away. I clear my throat every 5 fucking minutes. It's ridiculous. Now that I'm talking about it, there we go. Just thought about it. My sinuses are fucked. Yeah, I vomit so many fucking times just because I literally gag to the point of dry heaving on by my sinuses. And this is shit that's just happened in the last 10 years since I've been back. 11 years since I've been back. I'm getting fucking old. Damn, it's been 11 years. How long ago was it that you were downrange?
5.
See, I got 6 years on you.
Mm-hmm.
6 years of doing.
Stand.
You went to the stand.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah, I didn't get to go to the stand. I was set to go to a unit that was supposed to be deploying, but they sent me to a WTU instead because they got tired of me holding a slot. I was a broke dick holding an NCO slot that needed a fucking capable warrior.
Yeah.
Now, after I broke my back, I held my slot in my unit as long as I fucking could. I kept telling him, look, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna fucking do it. No,
Aw.
Sergeant Jason didn't make it back.
Aw.
Sergeant Jason didn't get to go back again. But that's all right. I was bitter there for a long time, but now my life is shit's falling into place, and things, and I feel like that's just a natural course of things. As you get older and you start realizing what's important to you, you start focusing on the things that you need to have in your life, and don't give a fuck about the rest.
Yeah.
That's my that's my take on it. That's my philosophy. I actually picked up a mantra whenever I was at WLC. I had an SGL. It's the small group leaders. WLC, Warrior Leader Course. For those of you guys that don't know, in the U.S. Army, got to go to a damn class to learn how to be a leader. And while I was there, one of the small group leaders, he kept repeating, "It's not that serious." And he was just talking about the training wasn't that serious, and the training really wasn't that fucking serious. It was pretty damn easy. The PT was a joke. The field training exercise was a joke. The land nav was a joke. It took me fucking like 12 minutes to go through the fucking land nav course, and it was ridiculous, like easy. And but I took what he was saying. It's not that difficult, and it's not that serious. And I took that and I applied it to my fucking life. I'm not getting shot at. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
I'm
good.
going home.
I like that.
I'm heading home to my wife. It's not that serious. I get pissed off at people riding my ass. I'm still going the speed that I was going to go. They're freaking out behind me. Well, whatever. They'll either buy me a new bumper or they'll put a fucking flat spot in their tires. I don't care. It's not that serious. So I try to tell as many people as I can about that story, because that literally changed my life there for a long time.
Yeah.
And now I take my wife. I'm gonna have to steal one of her sayings, and it's nobody likes you. Right? I'll tell if I don't like what the fuck you're saying, nobody likes you, and that's why. And I'll walk away. It works. It works.
Well, nobody likes you, so fuck off.
Well, nobody, exactly. Dude, do you know what kind of mind fuck that is? Whenever you're trying to, you're fucking with somebody and nobody likes you, and that's why. You know what kind of mind fuck that is? They have no comeback. No comeback. It's just mic drop. I'm not going to drop this mic. It was too fucking expensive, but mic drop.
Right.
I'm done. Boom, bitch. Nobody fucking likes you. But so back to the lungs and breathing. Whenever I got back, I'll go up. I'm in pretty good shape, and I'll walk a flight of steps. And whenever I get done walking, when I sit down, I won't be able to breathe. I walk out my front door, and I untangle my dog out of my rose bushes. And when I come back in, I am heaving, trying to catch my breath, and it doesn't happen all the time. I usually just smoke a cigarette and it clears up. That's probably not the best idea.
Probably not.
As I smoke a cigarette,
Right.
but like there's a lot of people that this affects. And, I'd like to go ahead and remind everybody on the other end of this conversation, if you're listening to us, phone lines are still open, 415-889-8367. Give us a call into the green room. Guest co-host Minx is waiting to hear from you. Isn't that right, Minx?
I promise
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
be nice.
See, I think you're always nice. Even whenever you're being mean, I think you're being nice. Like your mean is nice for me. I'm an asshole.
It can be. I've been known to be quite cruel.
That's not a challenge.
I know, but I have been known to be quite cruel. If the need or the occasion arises.
throughout my life, I've learned that it's the nice girls that can be the meanest.
Yeah, I know how to cut deep. And like, and this, God, this sounds terrible, but yeah, fuck it. Nobody likes me. So, no, like, people, like, they like me, and so they open up, and so they talk to me, and then when shit goes downhill, I know how to cut you the deepest. Isn't
Dang.
that fucked up? Like, I did that with this
It really is.
I did that with this tramp. You know, she fucking burned me, and I know that her biggest fear in life right now is losing custody of her daughter. And so she tried starting
Right.
shit with me on Facebook. And so and I was trying, and I even asked her, I was like, why are you here? No, like, no one on my page or on, Siren's page, because it was a thing between me and Siren. And this tramp fucking commented on it. And, so I commented, I was like, what, like, why are you here? We don't like you. You don't like us. Why are you here? Like, move on. And she wouldn't move on. Like, she kept coming back. And I kept giving her chances. Like, you need to run along. Like, you need to mind your own business. Like, you don't start something that you can't finish. And she fucking kept going. And so I went for the jugular. And I was like, listen here. You need to worry about your own life. And making sure that you don't lose custody of your daughter over what me and Siren are talking about. Because it's not concerning you. So keep your mind and keep your nose and keep your business out of our shit. Because we're keeping it out of yours. Make sure you do right by your daughter. So that way no judge takes her away from you. And apparently she lost her goddamn mind. Like, my buddy texted me. He's like, how dare you bring her daughter into it? And I was like, she fucking wouldn't stop. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sorry.
She did it.
Like,
right?
She fucking started something that she couldn't finish, so I finished it. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm not sorry.
Yep. Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I can't. I get. I got heated earlier. I'll get heated again. I can't stand, especially a mother. When you're a mother, you don't get to be entitled as a mother. You know, your entitlement goes to your child. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The shit that she's pulling, that's bullshit. That is some bullshit. But what are you gonna do about it? I mean, what can you can't with a person like that? She sounds pretty fucking toxic. So like, you're not gonna really be able to reach her because she knows better. She knows it. This is her life. She knows how to live it. She knows how to live it better than you, obviously.
I mean, obviously she's a not yet divorced single mother of an infant, well, toddler now, who she, oh God, she refuses to, like, put this child down. So, like, anytime she's not holding the kid freaks out because it doesn't know what to do. And so she uses it as an excuse to not do anything. Like, well, I can't because then I'll put, my kid down. It's like, really? Like, she, fucking, I severely hope bleach gets into her fucking eye.
You know what? It just might. Let's hope. So. Maybe some peroxide with it. Right. Might be good to put. You know what? Don't change the peroxide for vinegar. Bleach and vinegar would work pretty good. I think that would double. It would burn the hair off, and she would be and asphyxiation. I feel like that's appropriate. I really hope that doesn't happen to her now, because now I'll be the prime suspect. Oh man, Minx, I'm gonna need you not to do it that way.
I'm not gonna do anything.
All right.
Apparently the roommates Apparently, she went after the roommate after my buddy left the house. She tried getting rowdy with the roommate, and the roommate's Rottweiler bit her.
That's awesome.
I started
See, that's
laughing.
that's how my dogs are. That's how my dogs are. Look, if I walk you into my house, that they know that you're good. But if you start acting a little damn stupid, they'll let you know that they're there to put you in your place.
Right.
They will get in between us. Just whenever I'm fooling around and just like picking on Mrs. Jason, they get in between us. And if I keep going too long, they'll let me know. Hey, Daddy, need you to quit. Leave Mama alone.
Right. Leave Mom alone. Stop it.
Exactly. And that's just I think that's how I mean, whenever you treat a dog right, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to protect their master.
Yeah.
And don't walk up to my house uninvited. They'll let you know you ain't coming in it.
Right.
But hell yeah, I got a big my big dog Max. He's a mix between a pit bull and lab.
Mm-hmm.
Real big, muscular. I mean, built like a fucking rock. I mean, he's a damn brick shit house. And Shadow's a little black Heinz 57 dog. He's got a little bit of everything in him, and he's all muscle. Right, there's not a bit of fat on him, and he's harder to control sometimes than Max is.
Mm-hmm.
Max is like twice his size. Yeah, I would be more worried about Shadow. Like if somebody breaks into my house, I'm worried about Shadow getting a hold of them and getting hurt, and then Max killing them, and I have a mess to clean up.
Right? Like, God damn it.
Exactly.
Use
I came
peroxide and bleach. Or no, sorry, ammonia.
Yeah, maybe I should. Yes. My the other day I came home and Shadow had got up on the counter, and I was painting something red. I was painting my son's toy box that I built him. I was painting his name and on the back of it. I didn't use all the paint, and I put it up on the counter, and I was going to come in and clean the paintbrush and everything after I got home from picking him up from school. And I come in, and there's a big, huge red spot in the middle of my floor where he knocked off the paint. And I took a picture of it to send the wife, and just, I do shit like that. I'll take a picture of a mess and I'll clean it up and I'll send it to her again. Like, I'm doing shit. You see that? I'm Mr. Mom. I'm stay-at-home dad. So
nice.
I send little sit reps, just fucking around, and I didn't notice in this picture that I sent to her, my son had left one of his play knives in the kitchen, and it was on the ground, just in the background of this picture. And her response was, "What the fuck happened?" Because the knife looks real, and this red paint looked like blood all over the fucking floor, and it was all because my dog is an asshole.
Good job, dog.
Yeah. Right? I call him an asshole all the time. He chews up toilet paper. Like, his favorite snack is toilet paper.
Well, that's like Hooker. I don't know what it is with this dog, the husky. She has a thing against food storage containers. So whether it be Tupperware or like Ziploc bags, if they're left out, she's after them.
Oh yeah, I had to get a metal food
why.
container for Shadow.
But like, not her food bowl. But yeah, her fucking... She goes after Tupperware. Like, even if they're in the sink, she'll go into the kitchen, which she's not allowed to go into. But, we're not there, so what are we going to do?
Right.
And then she will literally, like, get up on the counter, at least with her front paws. I don't know if she gets all the way up or not. I know she has the ability to, but I don't know if she does. But yeah, and so she'll grab Tupperware out of the fucking sink, go to the couch
legit.
and start chewing it up.
That is awesome. Yeah, I have the same. Whenever I give my son loves Pop-Tarts. So I give him a Pop-Tart in the morning, and he also loves to leave his trash on the kitchen table in the mornings, and actually all the time, because here's Mr. Mom. I'm going to come by and pick it up. Well, in the mornings, I'm in a rush because I'm getting my son ready. I'm getting ready, and I'm helping Mrs. Jason get all of her life straight too, as we're all heading out the door right about the same time. And I don't ever pick up that damn wrapper, but Shadow finds it every fucking time. It doesn't matter. I've told my son to clean it up. He'll push it further into the middle of the table so that the dog won't get to it. Because I told him, clean it up. Shadow gets it. He pushed it to the middle of the table like a little smartass. Shadow still managed to get it. I don't know how. I feel like he's jumping up on top of all of our furniture when we're not here.
Yeah.
All of it. All of it. I find bits of stuff in our bed, and I realize that I didn't shut the bedroom door all the way, and I'll have bits of stuffing from something that's gone, chewed up on the bed. Something. I don't ever know where the stuffing comes from. Half the time, I don't know where the stuffing comes from. I see it. I know that he ate it. I pick it up, and I'm calling him an asshole and cussing him out while I'm picking it up. And then I love on him and hug on him. He's a good dog, but he's an asshole whenever I have to get down on the floor to pick shit up because I got a bad back. That's a dick move.
Right. Friggin'. No, I'll come home and there's like shit everywhere. And I know it's not Zeus. I know it's not my shepherd. And I know it's the hooker Jenna. I know it's her. Because
That sounds. Jenna sounds like a name of a dog that would mess things up.
Right?
That's also my ex-wife's name, so I may be a little biased. I kid. I actually get along with my ex-wife. My current wife, Mrs. Jason, actually sent my ex-wife a Happy Mother's Day text this morning. So I mean, I've got a really good, amicable relationship with my ex still. It works out
Good.
really good for our children.
That's awesome.
Well, we have 2 daughters together. I mean, 2 beautiful daughters, and they're the, what I said. Whenever you have children, you put yourself aside, and my ex and I, we didn't get along, but now we do. I mean, we didn't get along together. We got divorced. We put ourselves aside and have made it work very well for our children, as well as it can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not that serious, Whenever
Yeah.
we get into arguments, I just gotta realize this is something. She's somebody that I have to deal with the rest of my life. I don't have to. I mean, I do have to because I want to be part of my children's lives. I love them more than the fucking world. So it's you got to put yourself sometimes in positions that you don't care for your children.
Yeah.
And that woman, I hesitate to use the word woman. That girl that your buddy's dating, or not dating, whatever she is.
No, they're dating. As far as I know, he says that she's being moved into the guest bedroom, but we'll see how long that fucking lasts.
Right, that never lasts. That never lasts. And if it does last, it's only because one or the other of them are going to the other room.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes a live-in friend with benefits.
Yeah.
Which that always ends very, very badly.
Yeah.
That ends very badly. But like I said, I hope the best for your buddy. And like I said, if he's listening, I hope that he is. If he's not, you need to get on him while you're listening to WTF Nation Radio, 7 nights a fucking week at 8:00 Eastern Time. Boom.
Nice.
We got shows all week. If you're not listening, you're wrong.
Friggin'. Do you want to
Isn't
do
that how it goes?
housekeeping and go through all the shows?
It is time for housekeeping. It's getting out of the way. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go get some housekeeping up. So, speaking of 7 nights a week, now we've got Monday. We got the Monday edition with Redleg. We've got Tied Up Tuesday with who?
Me and Cuffs.
Hell yeah. That's on Tuesday. You got to tune into them. Get those ladies get to some sort of trouble. Call them up. And we got WTF Wednesday with Jim and Reddy. We've got Sergeant's Time on Thursday with Ice, and Friday Night Freedom with Redleg. And we've got our rotating Saturday Night Free for All. Who we got coming up this weekend?
I'm
who
not
we have
sure.
on the schedule?
I have no idea. Hold on. Let me check. I will get back with you. Hold on. Give me 2 minutes. I was gonna say seconds, but it's gonna take longer than that.
Heard. Well, Mix, while you're checking on that, I'd like to go ahead and just let all the listeners tune in. Tune in 7 days a week, because you never know who you're going to hear on the air. Mondays and Fridays, we've got rotating co-hosts going on with Redleg, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we've got guest co-hosts that pop up in and out with Pie's Liquid Lunch. Actually, tomorrow, make sure you tune in at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I am going to be on the air with Pie tomorrow for Liquid Lunch.
Nice.
That's right, actually,
that's right. You're with the mysterious Uncle Pie.
Hell yeah! It's actually Pie is actually the guy that kind of helped us really get this going. So I hell yeah! One day he was going over an article about marijuana, and I called in, and we got talking. We had a pretty good conversation, and I told him, I said, you know what, WTF Nation Radio needs a stoner show, and we had such an awesome audience approval of me just talking shit. And I was just fucking around, and here we are. We've got the green room, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not for everybody. Smoking cannabis is not for everybody, and I'm not really big on its recreational use. I think it's a lot safer than alcohol, but my main focus is medical use. I don't know how much you've heard of my story. At least I won't speak for Charlie. A year ago, mm-hmm. 2 years ago, this time of the year, I actually, it was today, 2 years ago, I had a pistol in my hand, finger on the trigger, hammer cocked. I was 5 pounds of trigger pull away from being a statistic.
Oh my gosh.
I got a phone call from my ex, and here I am. That interrupted what I was doing. I thought it was my girls calling, and I answered, wanting to talk to them, and here I am, still breathing. That next morning, I flushed all my pills. I went to my buddy and said, "Look, I need some flour." And it was tough going through withdrawals of all the pills I was on. It was tough, but I'm alive. I'm alive now because of one flower instead of 30 pills a day that were just maintaining me.
That's crazy.
So I don't pretend to believe that marijuana is for everybody, but I do pretend, and there's no pretension at all. I believe 100% that it's beneficial for a lot of people in our country, and if they choose to, I always feel that they should have that right.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's kind of where we're at. But guys, I was co-host for Redleg on Monday, and I had a funny story. I told you I was going to talk about this, and I forgot all about it. We're talking about the rotating guests and the shows and everything, and we were on the air with Anne-Marie Cortesales.
Yes.
She's a police officer in Houston, I believe. I believe it was Houston. Anne-Marie, if I'm misquoting this, please don't whoop my ass. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Dude, she is badass. I sitting on the air and talking with her, she's a badass person and just so down to fucking earth. It was a pleasure to be on the air with her and to be able to talk with her. Especially spent a few minutes after the show talking, and really good people. I was right proud to become acquainted with her.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. No, but earlier in the show, so I drew the lottery for it was my time up in the lottery to be on the air with Red Leg, and we got to talking, and I was doing something, so I had to put my phone on mute. My damn Skype machine crashed. I was using my phone. Like, we had gone back like fucking a year in my capability to be able to broadcast anything, and I was back on my phone. And we had Spanky on the air with us as well, and Red Leg is talking to us, and I'm replying to Red Leg. I'm responding to it. You know, at one point he says, "Oh, you let me down because I didn't know the answer to his question." Well, no, I let him down because he couldn't hear me. I never took my phone off of mute, but the conversation that Red Leg and Spanky were having, like, my commentary fit perfectly in with everything they were saying, and I didn't even know I was on mute. I thought we were having a nice conversation, and I looked down at my phone and saw I was mute, and I came back in. Oh, Red Leg, sorry about that, man.
Yeah.
But that shit was it was uncanny how well everything worked together. I've never seen that happen. I guess I probably had to be there. This sounds like one of those moments now that I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
Probably had to be there. Well, guys, sorry if I wasted that amount of your time. You'll never get those moments. You'll never get that time back. I
Right.
appreciate you donating it to me. But, well, guys, that's it for the show tonight. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back next Sunday, 8 o'clock, same bat time, same bat channel. I think we're going to have Charlie back next week, right?
I think so.
I think we're going to have Charlie back. Minx, as always, it's a pleasure, and I surely hope that you'll start listening in to us a little bit more.
Yes, no, definitely. I had such a great time.
Oh, enjoyed having you on. You're welcome on this show anytime you want to fucking come on.
Thank you. Like,
Well.
I know I took up a bit of time with, like, friend drama that's going on in my life right now, but so I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no need to apologize. This show is for this is just the show for everybody. I was telling you before we go on the air. I try to keep it laid back and mellow because, well, I'm a stoner. I don't like to get wrapped up on plans. I have things that I plan the show out. I have some things that I like to talk about, but I go with the flow. Wherever the show goes, it goes. And tonight you need to talk about that. I'm glad we were there for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I hope that he'll listen to this and take away some good knowledge and make a good decision.
Yeah. I hope so.
Well, hell yeah. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Bye, everybody.